Market update here on the 10th. So I'm going to go over SPX first. Haven't really done an overall market update in a while. So first thing to notice is that we broke the top here. Get rid of this. We broke the top here, so that automatically invalidates this being a C wave down. So we know that a C wave is not coming unless there's some kind of like corrective C wave, but I don't see it. The only possible way that would happen is if this ended up being like ABC, pullback, ABC, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we know that's not going to be a 5-wave move. So what is all this then? What can you pretty much sum this all up to be? I think this is ABC right here. This was A, B right here, and this is a C wave right here. We got this move, it came back into this wave right here. And so with that coming all the way down here, it's not a fourth wave. We know that. So the best explanation would be WXY. So we get a corrective move here. You know this is very corrective too as far as the structure goes. It's not very impulsive. It's just kind of a corrective up move. So then we got a short pullback. The time of the X wave was a lot smaller than this W wave, so I usually label that WX. And so we're looking for a Y wave now. And I think that they said that rate cuts are coming in June. So I would look for something potentially all the way up here to 546.9. So if this were to play out like that, I would expect something like this. Here soon, we're going to come down, probably into the mid 20s of December maybe, and then we're going to go straight up, pull back, a slight pullback, and then I would expect again something like that to the 1.61 fib. So that's where I think we're at right now. And I think that the next pullback is going to be your last chance to get in before a huge move higher. Of course, the whole move is corrective though, and so it's probably a B wave. And so I would be looking for an expanded flat to at least, if we go all the way up here to 546, I'd be looking for at least a move down here to 38.50, potentially all the way down here to 26.70. So I think we got about 6 months of more upside. We know the biggest thing to take away from this video though is, because I don't know if it's going to play out exactly like that, the biggest thing to take away from this video is that this is not a 5-wave move down, and so we're probably going to see more upside over the next 6 months or so. So with that being said, you can kind of look ahead and be like, all right, if we're going to dip in the next couple of weeks, I need to start getting ready for my small caps, get ready for tech stock dips, everything dipping. You're going to want to buy the dip. So that's where I think we're at. And let's get into some other charts. Of course, Tesla I went over the other day. Still believe that this is going to pull back here soon. It might see 248, 250, maybe even 252. As long as it doesn't break above this 252 mark right here, then I'm looking for 5 waves down here to 210. If for some reason it ends up being an ABC move, then I'm looking for at least this gap fill down here to 219. So not really anything changed on Tesla after I did the video on Friday. Get rid of that one now. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar. So the dollar making its way higher, like I talked about in the last week or so. Looking for a minimum of 104.90, potentially up here to 105.57. That is daily supply. And so far, I think that you've got an A wave right here, and we're in the middle of a B wave. Maybe that lasts till the 15th. So we're probably going to get something like this, back down here to 103.30. And then you're going to see probably something like this. 1.61 fib is sitting at 105.34. So I'd be looking for potentially something up to there, and that would be the 0.5 fib like I talked about, and then that's when you're going to start seeing this move down here. That's going to be the biggest move. So that's when you want to be long stocks because the dollar is going to be getting weaker. So that is a dollar. Let me go over some of the stocks I'm looking at. Somewhere in here, let's see. Well, I'll just go over random stocks. You guys can give me some ideas in the comments because I've used a screener and I looked around. I found some good stocks, but I'm sure there's other ones out there that I'm missing. So SAVA is one that I'm actually contemplating getting in eventually. I really like the setup on this. And the biotech stocks are going to start getting a lot hotter, I think, as we go on. When the dollar gets weaker and then the expectation of interest rate cuts are going to make these take off. So SAVA right here, you can see here, we got first wave. And then we got ABC right here, down here. I have that labeled as an A wave. I have this labeled as A of B. That took about 4 months. This took about 13 months. So I would expect this to be about 8 months long. I would be looking, that's actually perfect. June of 2024. I think that this is wave 1 right here. I think that's completed. So SAVA, if you're going to want to buy into this stock, the stop is absolutely 100% stop right here at 1228. And you're going to want to buy in at a minimum 1765. There is a daily demand zone down here at 1472. Basically, the idea with this one is you're looking for a 5-wave move, considering it's a C wave. So you're looking for something like that. Big supply zone here at 98 bucks. So you got to remember, this is just making a B wave. This A wave took 10 months. This is going to take a lot longer, so it doesn't really matter. But I would expect this to be about 8 months. And again, these moves right here with this structure are just like absolute dynamite. I love these setups because you know that this is going to be a C wave. And so you know this is going to go to a minimum. Unless something crazy happens in the market, you're looking at a minimum of 38 bucks. But with this being a first wave, it looks like 5 waves. You're probably looking for a minimum of like 65 bucks. So if it doesn't go all the way up here to the supply zone, you're looking at 65 bucks. That's over 100% from here. So either way, pretty good setup. But I would be waiting for this dip down here to 1765, potentially all the way down here to 1478. Stop below the low. Simple setup. Risk reward is amazing. And you can make a lot of money if you hold all the way through if the market keeps on going higher. So that's the first one I was looking at. Next one we got, I went over alt on Friday. I'll do it again real quick. So on alt, let's see here. Got to zoom in a lot. So I think either way, it's going to come up here to 1020 to 1171. Potentially way higher than that if they get bought out by like a huge healthcare company. But short term, I'm looking for this to either bounce to 740 and then come down here, or it's going to go straight down here to 520. It's probably going to bounce to 740. And then you're going to get this. That's what I'm looking for. I think the buy zone is right here at 520. I do own some shares because I bought on this dip right here, thinking that we were going to start that move higher on Friday. We didn't. Still think it's coming. I don't have as big of a position just because there is risk if we just start down, we can just go straight down here to 520. That is the 1.61 fib of this right here. So I do think there's probably going to be a move down to 520 before we see another move higher. But either way, I still think it's going to go to a minimum of 10.15. So that is alt. Let's see here. Another one is ZIM. This one is gone straight down pretty much. So, one second. So this one's gone straight down. And if we look right here, let's go on the monthly. So if you're familiar with this one, we had straight up, straight down. On the monthly, there's a monthly demand zone right here at 518. There's a weekly demand that starts at 626. So not really that much risk on the downside, in my opinion. On the daily, you can see here that we nailed the outside of this parallel line, and then we got a nice bounce right away. So my short-term target is going to be here at 951. And I don't really have a long-term target on this bounce. This could turn out to be the bottom right there overall, and it could go to new highs, or it could end up being just a bounce. But overall, it doesn't really matter to me. Let's zoom in here a little bit farther. The internet would work. Okay, so it looks to me like it's probably ABC. But either way, even if it's ABC, I'm looking for a move up here to 950. I think before we see any more downside. So I'm not sure if this is the bottom or not. It hit the outside of this parallel line and bounced right away. But if you look at the 1.61 fib of this move right here, probably need to zoom out again. Internet is running so slow. So the 1.61 fib is at 527. So you do have to be careful with this potentially going down here to 527 at some point. But short term, I think there's a good chance it can go up here to 948. Then again, if we get that market correction in the next week or so, you might just see this come straight back down here to 527. But again, that's a buy zone. You have monthly demand and you have weekly demand here. At some point, you're going to get a bounce to this weekly 20 DMA. It's sitting here at 1040. And so if this ends up being a fourth wave right here and we come down here at 527, then that's a definite buy there. As far as the company goes, I don't know that much about it. I've just been following this for a while because you have so many people complaining about it on message boards going straight down. People are getting killed on this, you know, trying to catch the falling knife. So we'll see what happens, but if it comes down here to 527, it'd be another spot to buy. Be careful right here in case it does, but I'd be looking for 945 if this ends up being a ABC move. So let's just say that is a fourth wave, which it looks like it is. It's already hit the 0.23 fib. The 0.38 fib is right around that gap fill. I can look at one other thing and just see. It looks like to me it probably is a fourth wave, so be careful with that. And you can see it's a fourth wave. So there's going to be more downside. Sometimes I figure it out in the middle of the video, and this is one of the times This is probably going down here to 527. Be careful on this fourth wave, but it is a stock that I'll be interested in. Comes down here to 527 because at that point WXY will be finished and be ready to go for a bounce. So ZIM, let's go over AFRM. AFRM is, which I don't like this stock because I own SoFi, and SoFi is getting no respect. It's a better overall company, and they have a lower market cap. This is like 3 times book value, maybe even 4 times. SoFi is 1 time book value. So, you know, it's manipulation. It's a stock market, but let's just go over the chart. I think that this is potentially W right here. This is X, and we're currently in a Y wave. However, I'm not 100% sure on this one. The 1.61 fib hits are on the W wave. The 1.61 fib actually goes to 50. I'd be very surprised if it hit 50. One thing I do see on the chart though is we have 4-hour supply. This is the best supply zone I can find on the chart. So we have 4-hour supply right there. And currently, if I can find this, we're currently at 42. So 4-hour supply goes from 43 to 46. This is also a gap fill here at 43.15. So I think that this is about finished. And honestly, I even think that this is probably an expanded flat. So I don't know if this is my internet or if this is trading view. This right here looks very corrective to me. Every time I change the... Alright, so this looks like an ABC move to me. So if we're looking at where this could potentially end at, this was 5 waves, by the way. So that's why I think this is probably an expanded flat. Or what they're trying to do is get all the put holders out. I do own some puts. I feel pretty good about it. We have this zone right here. But if it were to break above above 44.64, that's kind of where the target is, then I would be like, what the heck's going on? And then above 46.63, I'd probably be out of my puts for a loss. So basically what I'm expecting is this being an expanded flat, at least something like that, potentially all the way down here to 33 if the market starts falling. So I'm not really that worried on it. 4-hour supply right there. Look for that to happen, and after that I don't really care. There is a gap fill here at 26.60. That's where I'd be looking for after a fall. Probably if that happens, it's probably going to be pretty quick. So maybe it only goes down to 33. I don't know, but 27 seems realistic for how far out we are on the standard deviations. So standard deviations, look how far extended we are. If this were to fall, that would hit the bottom of the line, and it could go higher after that. So 27 is my target overall on AFRM. Let's see, we have BYON, formerly Overstock. So right off the bat, the monthly demand zone is where this is at right now. Big monthly demand zone. You can see it hit it twice. Hit it here, bounced out, hit it again. I would expect this to at least break 30. There are some smaller, there's some gap fills here, but I'm expecting this to come up here at some point. This is probably either the end of this move. You can see 5 waves right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or this is an ABC move, one of the two. But you're in monthly demand. It's a perfect spot to be in. I would expect it to break 30 here soon. Let's see. We got BABA. So BABA has a really nice setup too. Again, another one of these ABC moves. You got this big move back here, October to January. That's either a first wave or it is a wave. I would say it's probably an A wave. We're currently in a B wave. Either way, this is going to explode at some point. And let's just look at this and just see. Actually, this might be. I think that maybe BABA, you're looking at something like this. This is probably A. This is probably B. But still, that's an amazing bounce. Even if this ends up being, so look, you got A, B, 5 waves down here for the C wave. You're looking at a C wave right here. So that doesn't mean we're going to break out way higher, but it can go all the way up here to 100. It could even go to, let's just say it's already bottomed out. You're looking at 98 to potentially all the way up here at 125. 98 to 125. As far as if it's already bottomed out or not, I would say it's pretty close. You're in a weekly demand zone right now, so it's a pretty good buy overall. The 1.61 fib is way down here at 64 bucks though, so it might need a little bit more, but you're in weekly demand right now, so it's probably a good stock to start scaling into right here. But again, it's a Chinese stock. You don't know what's going to happen with these. They've been suppressed for a long time now, ever since 2022, the top in 2021. So be careful with it, but we're in weekly demand. I'm looking for something like this. There's a gap fill up here. There's a gap fill, I think, right here, maybe. Maybe not. So anyway, that is BABA, weekly demand. Could get a nice bounce. What else do we have here? NIO. So NIO is still in that weekly demand zone. It came back down. I think I said in the last video that I already had sold this. I sold a little bit too early, but I sold the gap fill right here. It was a quick flip for me. I made like, I think I bought at 720 and I sold at 780. But here, right here, it's actually coming right back into a daily demand zone. So this is actually a pretty good buy right here, I think, overall. Let me look at the smaller time frames. This ended up being ABC though, or no, it didn't. It ended up being 5 waves. So again, this move right here was ABC. So A, and this has potential to just be a first wave. So if that's a first wave, you'd be looking at it like this. Because it is in weekly demand, you have some stuff up here. This could end up going all the way to 9 or 10 bucks. But again, if it does that, then I would say it's probably going to make some other ABC move down here. That's not how I want to see it bottom out. I want to see capitulation down here to a new low. That would be the best thing it can do. The best thing that can happen right here in this stock is this is the top right here, and then this ends up going like this. And then it starts to move higher. If it goes higher now, then it's still going to come back down here. So kind of remains to be seen. Is the C wave going to keep on going, or are we going to come down here and make a new low? Either way, I think it's a good place to start scaling in. I'll probably start scaling in again. And because again, you can just do range trading on this too. I can buy some right here, if it keeps on going lower, buy some more, buy some more. It's so far oversold that eventually it's going to bounce back and you can just sell. So it's not a stock I'm worried about. It's just a matter of when it's going to break out. What else is there? I don't know what stocks I've been looking at. Let's see. I think that that's probably it. I'll look at maybe Enphase. This stock had a nice run from the bottom, and you got to be careful with this stock though, because if we do get a sell-off in the overall market, you got to make sure that you're careful with this one, because it has potential. Let me see if this is possible. It didn't get outside the parallel line. It's probably finished, but I don't know. This one's kind of sketchy right now. This could potentially be a fourth wave, so I'd be careful with it. If it is a fourth wave, it's probably not a fourth wave. I'll have to look over this one more, because yeah, I don't know on this one right now. I'll have to look on it more. Not on the video. BA. So BA has gone a lot higher than I expected. It went right through this supply zone, and we can look over here and just see if there's another supply zone that but again, on BA, as I've gone over in the past, I'm just looking for this to hit minimum of 300. So I was saying that back here, I didn't hold my position long enough. That's my number one flaw as a trader, and I do it all the time. But again, this is going to end up being, in my opinion, this is just wave one. It can go much, much higher than that. There's a gap fill up here at 415 too. So this is wave one. Let's say it topped out right there. You're looking at a minimum of 290. You're probably going to fill this gap at 300 and 330 at minimum. So BA is an amazing stock to get into, because, and you can notice on all these stocks, what are they doing right now? On all these stocks, they're all in a C wave of an overall B wave. So that just tells you what the market's going to do. A, B, C. This is A. You're going to get another sell-off, and it probably won't go down that far, but it might. That'd be kind of crazy. There is a gap fill though at 70 bucks, so I can imagine this actually going all the way up here and then falling all the way down here to 70 bucks in like 2025, 2026 or something. So yeah, they're all in the same structure pretty much. I don't think I have any other stocks. I went over Hood on Friday, and like I said, this is going to go to 1216 is daily supply, or it just completes the whole move. The whole move can go to the whole move. I was looking for probably 1350 or so, but it's already there. I was saying 6 months, and it's already there. So we'll see what happens with Hood, but there is daily supply at 1216. DraftKings, haven't looked at this stock in a long time. So DraftKings probably, Okay, internet's going to be slow again. I'm just looking for some weekly supply zones, I guess. So currently I don't see anything on here as far as weekly supply zones. This is probably W right here. This looks like it's quick X wave, or this is a B wave right here. This is probably a B wave. I would imagine that's too quick of an X wave. You're probably gonna get something like that on DraftKings for an X wave, and then I'd be looking for more upside on that as well. This could potentially go all the way up to, look at that, double top maybe at 73. So this would be a buy on a dip. Let me zoom in here a little bit farther. Either that or it's a fourth wave. Yeah, I'm not sure on this one. I'll do more charting on that one too. Give me some other stocks that you want me to look at. I'm looking for more suggestions. There's a lot of biotech stocks that are going to take off. Again, most of my focus just goes to trading Tesla every day. That's just my bread and butter, and I'm going to continue to do that. But I definitely like these stocks on the side where I can just buy shares and then just follow it day by day. So let me know in the comments if you have anything. Like, subscribe for more updates, and hopefully you take some of the suggestions. But I would be careful because I'm expecting a correction here in the next week or two. And so it might just be worth like this whole week just kind of hanging out, waiting to see what the market does. And then when it pulls back, make sure you have cash ready to buy that dip, because we're probably going to be one of the last dips before a huge run in early 2024. So that's pretty much it. I will talk to you in the next video. Give me some suggestions for stocks in the comments, and good luck trading tomorrow.